Hey everyone, welcome in. How's everyone doing? So, I've got a lot of messages coming in from the Divine Masculine Twin Flame Collective Energy. and I did one video, and as I'm uploading it, I was in the kitchen just getting some lunch, and I heard delete that video. During that video, suddenly the energy shifted, and I feel like the energy may have shifted again. So I do feel that there is a message that wants to come through, and it feels like the Divine Masculine is, I don't want to say urgent, but for lack of a better word, urgent in needing to get this message across to the Divine Feminine for whatever reason. So I'm just going to touch base a little bit on what was coming through for that first video, just the gist of it, because the in-betweens of it was not what Spirit wanted to bring through. So, before I recorded that first video, I was feeling from the Divine Masculine for the last quite a few days. I'm feeling some shame and some guilt and some jealousy and some confusion coming through. Of course, we are in a very confusing time with Mercury being retrograde until Sunday. So they could just be that energy. It could be the Mars Venus opposition going on currently, but and there is a great deal of sexual energy, sexual tension. I feel like the confusion where that is concerned, from what I was picking up from the energy earlier, was this Divine Masculine energy doesn't want to come toward the Divine Feminine, their Divine Feminine, in the same old energy, or at least if they come forward, energetically or physically with passion and intimacy on their mind, they want to make sure that it's that the Divine Feminine knows and is healed enough to know that they're not here to play. Okay? They're here to play, but they're not here to play you, is what I'm being corrected on here. They're not here to play you. They never were. But they understand, okay, this is a new channel message coming through, but they understand how the woundedness in the Divine Feminine would have, I'm hearing, misconstrued the Divine Masculine's intentions, because the Divine Masculine at that time, like past energy, was showing up in their own distortions, in their own woundedness. So they get it. So it's like, I feel like they've been shown why their feminine may have been like, yeah, look, I don't want to be an option. I don't want to be a part of a third party, or I can't be with you if you're, going off gallivanting with others. It's, you know, they understand that why now. So let's just table that and let's see what wants to come through for this Divine Masculine. I got a couple oracle decks that wanted to speak and bring the message through. So calling in, my team is already here. My Divine Masculine's higher self is here to assist with this reading. So thank you to everyone. Guys and guardians of unconditional love and light, please, what is the messages that this Divine Masculine collective energy needs us to know? Wow, they are working through their fears. I feel like some of them may be coming out of a dark night of the soul. I was, when I was doing the readings the other day, when I when I was it just yesterday, geez, the other day, the Venus and Mars opposition. Venus is in Aquarius, Mars is in Leo, retrograde in Leo, and being opposite one another, that was, number one, a lot of sexual tension, a lot of sexual energy, kundalini awakening and activations going on, have been for the last couple weeks, really. But one thing that was coming through for me for the energy of the 1212 portal is face the fear and do it anyway. Take that risk. So I feel like this divine masculine is there. They're ready to take a risk, quite possibly, but they are definitely been working through their fears, whatever they may be. And I mean, we'll see if that comes out. We'll ask them. We'll ask the divine masculine in a bit. What else do you want us to know? Okay, for divine feminine, hold your vision. They want you to know that they've never lost sight of who and what and why you are to them. I feel also that they are saying to you to hold your vision, divine feminine, while they, holding space for them, hold the vision while they work through their fears, gaining the courage to come forward. And divine feminine, they want you to know that your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. We do have a full moon in Capricorn coming up at the end of the month on my birthday, actually, on the 29th. Nope. Where is that? No, yes, new moon in Capricorn. Full moon in Gemini on Monday. I am so mixed up. Thank you, Mercury, because you've been flubbing my words all morning. New moon in Capricorn on the 30th, 29th or 30th, depending on where you live. 15th is the full moon in Gemini. So I do have that information. I think I'm going to be doing another reading for that. We'll see what wants to come out here. But they are very confident, and that their steps that they're taking, as long as it's taken, I'm feeling as long as it's taken, it's actually paying off. So I feel like in their own personal lives, they're starting to feel or see the fruits of their labor, for whatever that is, whether they've been working on a project or working through these fears and seeing how the triggers are less and less and less, and there's a less emotional connection, or pardon me while I brighten my screen here. There I am. Forgot what I was saying, but yes. So they are definitely moving through. They're moving through some stuff here, and they just ask you, divine feminines, to, as they hold the vision, as they move forward, diligently, determinedly, is that a word? I don't know, that you as well hold that vision with them, holding sacred space for them. That was one of the guidance messages in the first video, that the divine masculine, when I asked the divine masculine, what do you need from your divine feminine, and they just, Ace of Cups, just love me. Just love me. Plain and simple. Yep, truth be told. Treasure Island. 14 was a number that came up a lot in that first video, and I'm using all different decks. So just saying, put that back. What else, divine masculine? What have you been going through? Yes, oh man, I feel like they've been really getting a good look at themselves in the mirror, and they, have got Breathe, and we've got Orphaned here. I feel like that what they want to say here, number one, they know they've taken their time, and I'm feeling a lot of regret for how long it's taken them to discover that you are the treasure. This connection is the treasure. You in them in you is the treasure. And that I feel like there's been, or is about to happen, depends on, your situation, I got a lot coming through here. Sorry, I'm trying to put it where it needs to go here. I feel like there's a heart chakra activation and an awakening that's been going on. They've through this facing of their fears, they've discovered some truths about themselves and about this connection. They're like I said, I was picking up on some lower energies earlier, and it's here. They feel like they have abandoned you, and they're hoping that you won't abandon them. Divine Feminine, it's very interesting. I've got, these moon cards here. I've got the two new moons, which are new beginnings, setting your intention, and then holding the vision for that intention, not wavering, Capricorn energy, not wavering, going into the higher realms to ground that energy there as well. The sea goes to the highest peak of the mountain and goes down into the lowest depths of the ocean. So it can see things from all different vantage points, and I just feel like this divine masculine is saying that he's received some visions, or he's being reminded of visions from early on in the connection. Specifically if you have met your twin flame and had, possible connection with them. But I feel like there's a remembrance of how that felt, and that again came through in the other reading. Toward the end, the divine masculine was saying to the divine feminine, remember what it felt, remember how it felt upon our meeting, and because they are also being reminded of how that felt, that instant spark, the instant knowing without knowing how you knew that this is the person that you loved already, without even knowing them physically. There's a there's just something here. I feel like for some of them there's a lot of regret they're facing right now, just doing their day-to-day thing, trying to get through life, trying to really, I feel like some of them are trying to analyze some of the darker truths that have been coming through, and they just need a break. They want some peace. They want to find some peace. Some of them may be going off this weekend just to be apart, away from whoever else is in their environment. They are so, they're saying to me that in their physical environment, this is how they feel. This is how they know they want to feel: abundant, prosperous. Um, I'm hearing the word golden, but this is how they feel. They feel disconnected. They feel disconnected from you. They feel disconnected from the world, disconnected from the people that are in their environment. It just doesn't resonate anymore, and they just need some time to themselves. Some of them may be adopting some meditation practices, working on how to hold that vision, internally, working on their intuition. Divine masculine, give me an overall energy for where you're at, please. Thank you. Page of Wands. They've got something to say and they want to say it. I'm not quite sure who that's to. I'm guessing it's to the divine feminine. But right now, they feel like they're running in the opposite direction, because of some of the truths that they want to say. They're not even settled with that yet. Can you talk to me, divine masculine, about some of the fears you've been working through? Thank you. Oh, okay. The truth, yeah, the truth. Page of Swords, Six of Wands. I heard fear of success, fear of the ego coming back and taking over the reins. Oh, just got chill and still going down my back. And the sun. Oof. Nice. Okay. Some of the fears are, sun is the masculine energy. It's about looking at themselves and seeing, number one, the ego that's been there and the truth of all of that. I'm getting this head shake like I cannot believe that that's how I was or who I was. I do want to say divine masculine. If you are the divine masculine that I'm channeling and you're watching this, do yourself a favor and don't beat yourself up over this. Just acknowledge, okay, I see that. I'm being shown that. What do I do with it? You know, get very clear. Like I said, some of them are just moving in the opposite direction of this quickly. And that could be that it's just not the time yet for them to um, being addressing this. But some of the fears is letting people see you clearly. Divine masculine, that's what they're saying to us, divine feminines. That's part of my fears I've been working through, is letting others see me, letting others congratulate me and recognize me for who I truly am. But first I've got to do that for myself. So they're working on that. They're receiving the messages from their divine source and angelic teams. They're receiving clarity. Some of them may be, uh, if you're watching them on social media, some of them may be aware of that, but that's for very few. But they may be watching you on social media, watching you shine, watching you glow up. And that's one of their fears. Can they measure up to that? Well, yes, you can, divine masculine, because you are your divine feminine, just in a different form. Let's just set that straight, right? A little bit of coffee here, get myself warmed up. Mm-mm-mm. I had a couple of very horrific weeks because my French vanilla cappuccino maker stopped making it, and I tried every French vanilla cappuccino out there, and nothing measured up until, unfortunately, it's Walmart's generic brand, which means I've got to get to Walmart to get it. But um, no big deal. I don't dilly dally when I shop because I don't like to go out in those environments. So I know what I'm getting. I go right in, I get it, and I go out. Most times I check out myself, like, but I finally found it, and it's like, oh, your coffee's your saving grace, right? Tell you, it's wonderful to finally have it. So I'm very grateful for that cappuccino. um, And that could be the divine masculine coming in saying he's just finding pleasure in all the little things in life, things that he may have taken for granted before. All right, what else do you want? Eight of Wands. They're looking to communicate. I don't know why I'm being asked to lay these out the way that I'm laying them out, but it's like the one card in a storyline and another card in a storyline. So the Page of Wands is coming through, is running away from some things, wanting to try to at least run away from some things that they're discovering about themselves as part of their fears, and working through some fears of being seen. Some of them, majority of them, so the divine masculine collectively has been awakening to their inner feminine energy, their intuition, their emotions, being, getting in touch with their emotional sides and their creative sides. And I just hear noise outside. I don't know why I hear it. Um, so that's kind of taken some time for them to process, and they have been very much in their feels lately, especially with what's been coming up, the fears and the remorse and shame and guilt over how they treated their feminines, how they treated other people, how they treated themselves, how they never saw themselves as valuable. And now the winds of change are here. I'm hearing with the Eight of Wands, the winds of change are here. Let's write that down. What do you mean by that, Divine Masculine? What is this Eight of Wands? Oop, there's the Tower. Wow. Wow. The Tower. Yeah, things are shifting. Things are about to shift. I have a feeling it's going to be this Gemini full moon on Sunday, because it's, number one, it's the last full moon of 2024. It is the first full moon after the 12/12 portal. Don't know why, but that just came through. It's very significant. Um, ah, okay. I love that. So the Queen of Wands is in reverse, but we've got the High Priestess. This is saying to me, we're going from this energy, it's like there's an up leveling of the confidence, and it's wands, the shadow aspect of the wands can be ego. This is coming through as the empowerment that's been coming through for the readings lately as well. There's more of an empowerment, and I feel like the Divine Masculine wants to communicate this to the Divine Feminine, who is the High Priestess, correct? Yeah, they are definitely in touch with their intuition. They're leaving behind, I'm hearing cockiness, I'm hearing ego. Although the light side of the Queen of Wands is, it's not bad. It's just they weren't in the light side. They were in the distorted energies of their inner feminine. And as I feel like I want to put a 10 of swords over this, that's done. For some of them, this is an ending of another partnership. I feel like, oh, she's saying to me, I'm looking fear in the eye, and I'm facing it. I'm going straight into the belly of the beast. Very specific. Um, I'm going straight into the belly of the beast. So there's that empowerment. No more running away from these fears. Time to face them, work through them, heal them once and for all. What else? Divine Masculine. What else have you been working on? What about in your physical realm? Because spiritually this is a lot happening, internally. I just felt like I had a drop of water hit me, and there's like nothing up here. It's just really strange. Because I feel like a lot of this is like the internal awakening, the internal shifts going on. We do have the Tower here. We've got the hard work is paying off with the new moon in Capricorn. Let's talk about the physical realm for you, Divine Masculine. How is this being implemented, if it is? How are you doing with that? Six of Cups. I'm remembering who I am. Like we talked about earlier, this is about remembering that first meeting with your divine counterpart. Very nostalgic. There is a longing for the Divine Feminine here. Strength. Oh, wow. I'm hearing that the Divine Feminine is what's making this Divine Masculine stronger. It's the energy the Divine Feminine is sending. I also feel in the physical, this Divine Masculine is looking back and seeing how much shit they've really overcome. Really looking back at and seeing some self-mastery. Seeing how their hard work excuse me, truly is paying off, because structures are coming down, belief systems are coming down, connections are going, and friendships are going on the wayside, by the wayside, however that saying goes. And within this strength, he's able to see himself clearly now for the divine masculine that they really are. Male or female does not matter, but they're recognizing where they didn't have the courage, recognizing. This is about recognition. This is about lack of courage and confidence. That now they're seeing that. They're recognizing where they behaved out of fear of their spirituality. That's a nice truth right there. Fear of the spirituality. And not knowing what to do with that truth, that they are a spiritual being in a physical form. They didn't know what to do with that truth. So it needed to take some time for that heart, that heart to open. It has, we've gone through the heart. Now we're working on the higher heart, and then the throat chakra comes, and the communication comes in. What would you like to communicate to your divine feminine in the physical? Three of Swords. I'm hearing a big I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I broke your heart. I'm sorry that if I abandoned you, if I left you feeling like you were abandoned and rejected. I want to make it right. I want to go back to before the pain started and do better. Because this Three of Swords is inflicted with pain. Although in this deck, are they putting the swords in, or are they pulling them out? Or is one putting it in and one's pulling it out? See how the divine feminine looks like she's pulling the sword out, and the divine masculine is recognizing where they've done the infliction, where they've done the pain, and she's offering forgiveness. He or she, gender doesn't matter, but you know how I read on this channel. If you've watched me for a long time, if you're new to my channel, I just read what I'm familiar with in my own experience. He and she being gender specific, but it doesn't have to be. But the divine feminine is removing the sword. It's the healing balm. It's the light that guides the divine masculine. It's the forgiveness that comes through. So before this happens, the swords just kind of fall out, right? There's nothing there. There's no infliction there, and how it's just how it's coming through. They just want to go back. They want to go back to before the resistance began, and then move forward from a higher awareness, a higher knowing of what this journey is and what we're meant to do here and who we are to one another. And I've just got this ripple of chill going down my spine. Like the Kundalini goes up it like this. I'm feeling like it's going down like that. It just, and now my whole spine is just like lit up with fire. It's so hot. Like I'm red. It's so hot. There's a lot of DNA activations. There's a lot of cellular changes going on as well collectively. Let's put that back. We just want one more card for right now. Well, all right. We'll take that one. Chariot. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm coming forward. I'm coming home. I've come home to myself. I'm still working on coming home to myself. Some of them may need to travel to you. That came out in the first video that I was asked to delete. But there is a spiritual awareness and spiritual knowing now to this divine masculine. And I feel like they're ready to show themselves to you. after a very long time of not. I mean, I just feel like I was looking at these cards. I don't have it on here. Yeah, I do have there is some travel here. There is definitely some movement and travel here. Um, it may have been slow going at first, but I feel like it's about to amp up. So it's been a hot minute since you've seen this divine masculine or even heard from them. I feel like there's a question on the tip of my tongue and I don't know what it is yet. What's been going through your mind in regards to your divine feminine, divine masculine? What's been going through your mind? We have the orphan card here. What has been going through your mind? Is there regret? Nine of Pentacles. They're watching you glow up. Like I said, they're watching you glow up. And I feel like they see you and they think, how can I match that? Am I meant to even match that? You know, they see you doing quite well for yourselves. Oh, okay. So someone just came through and said, because of how I see you glowing and glowing up, it makes me feel like that number one, I'm not worthy of you, and number two, that you may not even want me anymore. So there is some inner child um, healing going on here as well. Anything else you want to say? All right, so that's in your mind. What are you feeling right now when you think about your divine feminine, divine masculine? What are you feeling in your heart space? Very interesting. Well, we do have 3 pages, uh, and I'm really picking up on a little bit of a shyness with the page energy. Page of Pentacles and 3 of Cups in their heart space. Are they wondering whether, wondering whether or not they would be received by the divine feminine, whether it would be a reason to celebrate? They're hoping it would be, because they're hoping that you can see and feel the changes that are occurring within them because they've occurred in you. But I'm just picking up on this like really shy innocence. They just want to be in your company. So what the 3 of Cups is saying to me, they just want to be in your company. It would feel so incredibly jubilant. Is the word that's coming through. Giddy. That's what I'm picking up with the pages. The young childlike energy is giddiness. In the 3 of Cups is giddy. In their heart, they feel giddy when they feel into how they feel for you. It's like that puppy love, that giddiness that comes through, but they know it's on a totally different level. That energy came through in the first video I did, but I couldn't quite get that through, and I'm happy that I changed decks and I listened to my higher self and just scrapped that video, because this reading is it's more the energy, the communication is flowing a little easier for me. So So that there's a giddiness when they tap into how they feel for you. What are your hopes here with the Divine Feminine? Okay, I'm going to hold that. I do want to ask, in regards to the Divine Feminine, are there any other fears that what is your greatest fear when it comes to the Divine Feminine? Thank you. Greatest fear. What do they want? They want a whole brand new world with you. They want to just quantum leap, quantum jump, take that leap of faith, start a whole new cycle. New moons, 2 new moons here, new moon in Scorpio, new moon in Capricorn. Maybe go back and see when we had the new moon in Scorpio. Let's see when that was. November 1st, new moon in Scorpio. Go back to November 1st and maybe if you journal, see what you were journaling and kind of see if there's anything else coming up that's similar to that time. That might be a significant. Maybe you heard from your Divine Masculine then in dream state, or in a text message or something. But then it just disappeared. But they want a whole new cycle. What is their biggest fear when it comes to the Divine Feminine? Okay, so this is coming through again. Number one, they're afraid that you will find somebody else and will be moving in a new direction. The other fear is they want to come through with this passion, but they want to come through not as the in and out player as the Knight of Wands, but as someone that is that you can trust, that you can you both can enjoy each other's times. They don't want to come in so fast that they scare you off as well. They see how far you've come, Divine Feminine, and they don't want to throw you off kilter. Did I say that earlier in this one? Or I think I may have said it in the other video, because I was sitting on the couch when I recorded that this morning. They don't want to throw you off kilter. You have come, yes, it was then, because the Divine Feminine was showing up as the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Earth in that deck that I used, and they were showing up as the King of Pentacles, King of Earth. But then you both showed up as the Empress and the Emperor. There's so much evolution, so much growth that has already occurred. They don't want to risk doing anything that will bring that down. Well, I'm happy that you think you've got that power, but you don't, Divine Masculine, because, no offense, it's just that the Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, when you raise above and rise above and heal those and work through those fears, number one, if there's a trigger, it'll be a marker for what you've got to look at next, and what the Divine Feminine needs to look at next. But and I feel like this is why it's coming through, you can feel the Divine Feminine is so evolved right now that there is no faltering her. But there is that little bit of your woundedness is saying, I don't want to be the one that knocks her off her trajectory of her life, right? I don't want to be responsible for that. So they definitely want a new cycle. They want to make sure that there is a lot of passion, there is a lot of sexual tension that they are feeling. And Divine Feminine, you know that because you're feeling it as well. And they want you to know that it's not like it felt like before. Like if you felt like your Divine Masculine was just here to for sex, it's not that, because it wasn't even that before. But they didn't know how to express to you that it was so much more, because they were still in their distortions. Request. What do you need from the Divine Feminine? What do you need from the Divine Feminine? So the first video I did, when I started this, I said all they wanted from us is just to love them, right? And it came out as the Ace of Cups. I'm not kidding you. You see that sitting there? I'm not taking everything underneath it. Or maybe I am. Spirit will see. Just love them. Just love them. Stay in your knowledge. Stay in your knowing. Stay in your power. You got the Hermit, the Ace of Swords. You know the truth. Hold your vision. Page of Cups. So we've got all the pages out here. Four of Swords, Four of Pentacles. These came out in the first video as well. It talked a lot about stability. What the Divine Masculine needs from you, Divine Feminine, is to hold love in your heart for them. And that's the stability that will help them come home to themselves. This isn't about getting a man or a woman to walk through your door. This is the spiritual journey of the divine counterparts. When, there is an opportunity here to build a new foundation after time of healing. But first we build the foundation within ourselves with the healing that we go through. And they're just asking the Divine Feminine to hold that space for them, to just love them. That's it. Unconditionally love them. I remember when I first met my twin flame, and we'd be like cuddled up on the couch just watching TV, and he would just whisper in my ear, just love me, Mary Jo, and just love me. That's what I'm getting here. You got it, honey. There is, I don't know about you, but for me, there is nothing else for me to do but just to send love, be love, think in terms of love when I think of him, feel in terms of love when I feel for him. So, final message, please, for those that this resonates with. Oh, my goodness. Well, hello. You cannot make this up. Rama and Sita, holy union, soulmate connection, romantic opportunity. I'm hearing the words, get ready, because this may come in very quickly. Didn't we have the, I don't know, well, still, here it is. Very quickly, very hot, very heavy, very quickly, very surprisingly, very shockingly, very ta-da is what I'm hearing, ta-da. But holy union, union within first, union without follows. Soulmate connection, romantic opportunity. I definitely feel that this full moon in Gemini, can I get 3 cards for the energy of the full moon in Gemini for the twin collective that I'm currently picking up on, please? 3 cards. How is that shifting the twin flame collective energy? Well, some passion, some action, and some communication to work through. I feel like there's a communication about regret, there's definitely forward movement. We've got the Ace of Wands came out first with transformation there, with, a new beginning with the butterfly and the new growth on the wand. You've got, the Page of Swords and the 5 of Cups. I feel like there's a clearing of air here. So this new beginning can happen, and it comes through from that full moon. I'm just gotta write that down. We've got the Ace of Wands. what else did I get? Okay, yeah. It's like yeah, definitely just clearing the air, uh, letting go of regrets, letting go of disappointment, letting go of you know unforgiveness. So, all right, I'm gonna leave it there, folks. Glad this turned out a lot better than the first one. It was easier to bring this one through than it was before. There was just something standing in the way earlier. I'm not quite sure if it was a solar flare or if it was something else, some other energy, but I'm glad this one. I mean, very similar messages, but it expanded it a lot more for me, so I can bring it through for you. So I hope this resonates. Thank you for joining me. Just a reminder, I am running my birthday month special for private readings. If you want a private reading, email me. It is a pay what you can month until the end of December. And just email me your one question and send your payment to any of the payment links that are in my description on my channel there. Um, yeah, and then we'll get your reading done for you. Doesn't matter how much you pay, you still get a full reading from me, which is, I don't put a time limit on spirit. However long I need to go, I go. Most generally, they're over an hour. Um, they're over an hour, and you know, I hopefully you won't be disappointed. Thank you for those who have already reached out and I've done their readings. I just appreciate all of you. So if you're looking for a private reading, get in touch with me. My email's in the description, and we'll talk to you soon. I love you so much. Have a great weekend. I will see you in a few days for our live of the mid-month zodiac readings around the full moon time. All right? Talk to you soon.